In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create a Blackboard Grade Center column. First, you need to access the course. Once in the course, you need to scroll down to the control panel and then click on Grade Center and then click on Full Grade Center. The Full Grade Center will open up, and next you need to choose the button Create Column. When you choose Create Column, you have to enter first a column name. You have the option to choose a grade center name, but this is really not necessary. Next, you can enter description, and a description will show to the students. Next, you have to look at the primary display, and the primary display by default is set to a score. If you click the drop down to the right of this score, you can choose text, percentage, letter, or complete/incomplete. I'm going to leave it at the default of score. The next option is secondary display. Now with secondary display, you could actually display two different forms. Here I could do score, and here I could do percentage. The thing with this is that the secondary display is only displayed in the grade center, which means only the faculty see this second display. Students will only see the score, and the faculty will see the score, and in parentheses they would see percentage. I'm going to choose none. Your next option is category. Now category is necessary if you're planning on weighting your grades. If not, you don't need to enter a category, but it is nice for the students to be able to see when they're doing something what it does pertain to. If it's an assignment, if it's an exam, if it's a discussion board, it's always a nice idea to set the category. So since this is an assignment, I'm going to choose assignment. The next option, and you will notice this orange asterisk, there's one there, and there's one up here by the name. Those mean that these are necessary. You have to put something in these options. And for this one here, for points possible, I'm going to enter 50. Now, I just want you to understand that if you want to do extra credit or bonus, you can enter a score of 0. It's just that something has to be there. It can be 0, it can be whatever you choose. The next option is dealing with rubrics. If you do have a rubric that is pertaining to a particular assignment, you can attach it here. Now, adding a rubric or creating a rubric is a whole nother tutorial, but there is a rubric tool in Blackboard, and if you have some created, you can select one. You can create a new one if you choose, or you can create one from an existing one. Your next option is dealing with dates, and this is dealing with the due date. And the due date actually shows in the My Grades area for students. Okay. To do this, you need to put a check mark, and then click the little calendar here. And then you can choose the date that this particular assignment is due. So I'm going to choose April 29th. Next, you can choose the time of day that it is due. I usually recommend putting it at the end of the day because that's what students seem to expect. But you can choose any time of day. Our next options, these are set by default. And the first one is include this column in Grade Center calculations. By default, it is set to yes. If for some reason you choose not to include it in the total points possible for the class, you could choose no. The next option is to show this column to students. By default, it is set to yes. You do have the option to set it at no. The next is dealing with statistics. Now, this is set to no by default, but if you choose to set this to yes, You're going to say show statistics, the average and the median for this column to students in my grades, which means the students will see what the average or median was on a particular assignment for the entire class. By default, this is set to no. To recap, you need to enter a column name because it has the orange asterisk. Grade center name, description, that is all optional. The primary display is set by score. You can change it. The next option is points possible. And again, like I said, a 0 will work. The next is a due date. You don't have to set a due date. This is not a mandatory one, but what it does do is it does show in the My Grades area for students, and it helps to keep them on task. And the other options down here, I usually leave at default, but you have to choose how you want your grade column to be used. So with this all done, all you need to do now is click Submit. And when you click Submit, you're going to see up here that you get a success, created a column, assignment 2. And then as I scroll down, you're going to see there's a scroll bar here. And you need to scroll clear to the right to be able to see the column that you just added. You'll see assignment 2. And in these boxes, you can click and enter a grade for your students. This concludes this tutorial on creating a Blackboard Grade Center column.